Okay, test 1 2, test 1 2, test test. That's fine?
Yeah, it's working now, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's back to that. Yeah. Okay, so we're live.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe just if you want to start recording on there, or whatever, in OBS, because I haven't recorded on the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get Connor O'Roniak to talk a little bit here to see if anyone's hearing some audio. Connor, do you want to just talk a little bit?
Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2. The score is 7-1 in favor of the Timbermen. A minute and a half into the second frame.
Sound is there, okay. So we'll do some commentary for the rest of the game here. 7-1 for Nanaimo, leading Port Coquitlam. Second period, early save there by Price. 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock in the second period. Strong first for Nanaimo. There's a strong ball recovery for the Timbermen as well. Schmidt has it on the outside. Third and final meeting of the regular season between these two teams. Each team has won their home game. Masnick has it for Nanaimo outside. Acquired recently, Nanaimo a lot of recent acquisitions, including Wall in the middle, a former Poco Saint himself, as Pilkington has it outside. Masnick takes it down, feeds the middle. Pilkington in heavy traffic, ball pops out late in the possession. There's Price with a save. Masnick looking for the recovery in the corner. And Port Coquitlam able to scoop that up. Taken by Went away to center courts. Connor, very strong Nanaimo game. You've been watching very closely. What have you seen so far in the game?
Well, the shots are 35-9 about 4 minutes into this, or 3 minutes into the second period. Price has been playing absolutely lights out, even though they're down by 6, Poco. A lot of transition play. Poco trying to get something going here. Kind of on the transition, not so much 5-on-5, but I mean, Price has been outstanding, even though he's given up 7 so early.
Smith getting called bench penalty for unsportsmanlike, and when you're getting outshot 35-9 when the score is 7-1, tempers I think gets a little heated. I think that's what you're seeing from Poco right now in the second here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of technical difficulties, there was a scrap in the first period between I think it was Pickup and Mahoney, and they both got sent to the showers early, and that's just another example of things getting a little bit heated in this one.
Bowman a couple of goals already. Masnick a couple as well. Walks in and his shot just misses short side. Bounds back towards center courts. Bowman tried to keep that in, couldn't. The over and back is called, and Poco can try and get some momentum maybe from a ball rag here as it's brought to center court by Fisher on the outside. Fisher lobs it back. 3.5 in. Malott right at the top. Down the flank, he had Cameron going for a run. Malot's just going to continue to control. Hawley goes at him, but Malott took the contact well. Then it's thrown down just to beat the 30-second clock, and Nanaimo's power play comes back with Mullen. He'll head off, bring out the offensive guys. Masnick will take it. He's getting the assignment, playing the point position on the power play here. Throws it across to Pilkington as those two play catch, and now Bowman wants it. Struther to Bowman. Masnick closing in, flips it in behind. Struther in and out of Fontenella's stick. Back towards center. Nice recovery by Masnick. Down to 42 on the power play. High ball. Shot clock violation there against Nanaimo. Defensively on this penalty kill, Poco's been playing pretty well, and now a transition run here. Ross towards the net. Low shot, tried to sub that one through, and coming out to stop it well for Nanaimo was Keegan Aquino in net. Was that Ashton Brown? My apologies.
I believe that's Ashton Brown playing against his former team.
I'll take another look as Nanaimo scored here on the power play late to make it 8-1 as we're joining the broadcast late.
Now Struther on the short side. Price caught cheating a little bit to his far side, and Struther just picked it right on the short side hip.
You're right there. I noticed Keegan Aquino and his gear on the bench. So 88 and 00 for the old eyes, right?
Close, yeah. And Ashton Brown hasn't been too busy tonight, but he's made saves when he had to. Gave up one power play goal early in the first frame.
8-1 Timberman. Back towards center court. Ross throws it down and in. Saints changing here. Taken across. Outside opportunity with 10 on the 30, but a high ball eludes Cameron. Stolen away, and Nanaimo's gonna run with it here. Lane to the net, and there's DeWitt, and he scores in transition. Power move, overhand finish, 9-1, and offensively some disjointedness from Port Coquitlam, especially with all the guys that have left their roster, and capitalizing was DeWitt big time.
A great play by Connor DeWitt to grab that ball on the run and beat his man and draw a penalty, fight off the penalty, and go far side on Price. I mean, just a great play, especially when your defensive players can get involved. And it looks like we're seeing a possible goalie change here for Poco, as Price has had his full workload with 37 shots with 14:40 left in the second period.
And really no point in trying to push it. And it is, I think, for Poco at this stage of the season, it's a chance to see who you've got, what you've got, and that includes goaltenders as well. And sometimes it's just the mercy of trying to give your second goaltender some time, but give your starting goaltender a bit of a break as well.
Well, exactly. I mean, Mason Weir is going to come in. I watched the game last night between Poco and New Westminster. Poco had a 4-goal lead after the first period, ended up losing 10-8, I think. But they had a bit of offense, a bit of a flair by Malott especially. And Weir played well. Price went in. I think Weir got the start. Price went in late, and he really shut the door, did the best he could, but Poco could not come away with that victory.
Mullen takes a lob pass towards center court. In with room and time. Makes a fake and tried to twist that one in, but couldn't. Outside is Wong, and then I will bring out the offense here. Looking for early second period double figures. Masnick in control, lobs it back to Bowman. Bowman towards the interior. There's a sub shot from Spans and taken away, and the Saints will rush towards center court. Feed brought forward. Wentz wants to bring the offense out. Deals it in. Wong put it back across floor. Or Moog, excuse me. Now it goes back, and an overhand delivery stopped by Ashton Brown from Fisher. Brown looks for the outlet. Pretty good one for Vincent. He's got speed. Transition chance, shoots one. Excellent opportunity and a nice stop there on Vincent in the transition. And Poco will range back towards center with Learn on the ball.
It's nice to see for Mason Weir as a goaltender. When you get put in halfway through a game, there's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nerves to grab the first 3 saves and the first 3 shots. He'll be nice and comfortable, get a little bit of a sweat going.
Rosborski takes it down low to the corner, throws it back to the top, ripped across by Hemmerling McLean. Nanaimo with a steal, a flip ball. Hall's got speed to the net on Weir, shoots one, and Weir goes down and found that ball underneath. Almost sat on top of it, but there's 2 big transition saves. Welcome to the game.
And what a great opportunity for Hall. That transition game for Nanaimo has been a killer all night.
12:35 to go, 9-1 Timbermen, second period, moved from the top. Hemmerling McLean trying to pick for him. Moved down to the floor, and this might be another Nanaimo steal. It will be exactly that. Hall to the net with a shot, and Weir kicks that away. Hawley one-armed it, and Weir has to make another save. And Nanaimo's transition guys, they're having a bit of fun on those 2 opportunities, but Weir standing tall and giving his team a chance to maybe settle down a bit as Meach has it up top.
Well, with all these acquisitions coming from Poco and around the league, obviously Nanaimo has Minto Cup aspirations, and you can see defensive coach Brad Dugan in a 9-1 game has this defense playing extra aggressive and pushing the pace in transition.
Pushing the pace big time here with Mullen into the net and scores. Too many transition chances of high quality. The second period can bring that. And there's double figures for Nanaimo, but Mullen just too much room and time, and that was after Vincent had one, Hall had one, and you get the idea. Nanaimo's just been really coming here.
And that's looking like Joel Mullins. Coach Sean Lehman was grabbing the ball, so that might be his first B or junior A pot as he went far side, put it short side on the fake on Weir.
Another recent acquisition for Nanaimo as well. A lot of new faces. And that's the time of the year it is. You talked about it. Teams either selling, and that's Poco's spot, or buying. That's Nanaimo's spot. With just a couple of weekends left in the season. Another Nanaimo steal, and here's Vincent. Second chance to the breakaway. This time Weir again stopped him. Got the stick down, and he has had to be acrobatic since coming into the game. That's the second clear-cut save in tight on Vincent, who's made a couple of different moves but can't beat him.
Bit of a shorter, stockier goalie, Weir, and he's found a way to go down the splits at least 2 or 3 times already in his 5 minutes of action, playing super athletic and keeping Poco in this game relatively.
Ball from the corner. Cameron escapes. Moog takes it up high, rifles one. Brown didn't have to stop that. Nanaimo looks for the transition again. 80's wide open, takes that ball. Pulls up on the defender. Nanaimo's offense hasn't been out for a while. The transition guys have gone down the floor and had grade A chances, and so now Nanaimo's offense comes back and it becomes a little bit like a practice in a 10-1 game, I think, for both sides. As Masnick, the right-hander, puts it to the middle. Struther looking for space. Struther shoots one. We are the save. Rebound in the paint. And Poco looks to move it back up floor towards center court. Ball fed in tight. Fisher puts it across on the other side. Smith on it. Once again, Nanaimo takes it away. Loop to center for Hall. Hall has 80 and DeWitt going to the goal. 80, put it across floor, and Wall tries to get through the crease and does. Wall for 80, staying out on offense here, halfway through the 30. Ball at the top for Hall. Spans comes on. As Nanaimo plays it around the outside. Masnick takes it, stepping through. Tries to get by a defender in front for Spans, and he was drilled. And some interference there, and it's going to be Poco Quitla ball. 9:37 left in the second period. Not surprisingly, when the game is lopsided like this, you know, the intensity leaves a little bit, and the scoring is really slowed down as well.
Yeah, I don't mind that pick, though, coming from the Nanaimo offense. I mean, moving picks seem to be called less and less in this era of lacrosse, and you don't really know where the line is. You're not going to get too many calls, and you know they're pushing it still, even in a 10-1 game. Nanaimo's hungry for more.
Pass too high for Fontenla. Ball towards center court, flung back into the waiting stick of Weir, and Saints can come up. 8:50 to go in the period.
Like to see a couple, just a couple rebound shots here, reset shots for Poco. There's one there. Hopefully they can grab it. There's Smith. Just
ball high into the air, and Jones couldn't take it either. And now it's a chance for a net drive, and there's Brown making a good save as 80's just outside the paint. 80 lifts it to Mullen. Mullen, DeWitt, the last two Nanaimo goals, transition guys, and that has been the bulk of the grade A chances either way. Nanaimo transition guys here at this stage of the second period. Half a shot clock left. Ball in behind, Bowman to the top. Sidearm by Wall, off the mark with that, and the ball is going to bound over and back. Port Coquitlam possession. And it does have just that feel right now. Both teams kind of trying some things, working some things, practicing some things as Smith will take the ball from the corner.
Exactly, and as I was alluding to last possession, Poco just needs to swing the ball a few times, get a touch for it. They haven't had a lot of sustained pressure on offense. So it'd be nice to see a little pass low, carry high.
Hemmerling McLean after the ball, but it bounds away from him. Timberman with it. Nanaimo's going to wriggle away to center court. Strong run forward. Gunderson's a great runner. Feeds it down low. Opportunity for Struther, but couldn't take the pass and stay out of the paint. So now an outlet towards center for Learn. He's in a one-on-one here. Comes to the net, shoots one, and Brown went low to make the stop. Mullen grabs the ball, and there is going to be a slashing call to come here, and this gives Port Coquitlam a chance, I think, to go a man up. It looks as though heading back onto the floor here is going to be Hawley to go across to the penalty box.
Got caught with a little extra cheeky one behind the play. The referee not going to let something like that go in a game of 10-1. He's going to try to keep it tight, keep the tempers down like you mentioned earlier. And we'll see, Poco did score their one goal on the power play earlier. Hopefully they can grab another one here.
Hemmerling McLean, there's Malotny missed with that. Fighting to get it near the bench to keep this possession alive. Mullen goes at him. Mullen tries to kick it forward, wins the battle nicely, and now he's got a break. Mullen to the goal, in alone, faking, and nice stop there by Weir as he got the arm up. Ball back towards center, and Nanaimo will bring it in with Gunderson. Gunderson flings it back. Vincent, excellent in transition. Two chances recently in this second period. Struther way outside. Moves it across for Masnick. Masnick down a little deeper. There's Wall, overhand shot. Goes after his own rebound. Arm came up nicely from Weir. Boy, he has been busy. The shot clock reads 46-13 for Nanaimo right now. And Weir's come in, and the Timbermen have tested him, just as they did with Price earlier in the game. Nanaimo on the move, pass towards Masnick, in close, and he tried to put that over the top, almost did, but that's what a ball win can do on the penalty kill, and that was very close to being the 11th goal.
Well, I'm not going to lie, that looked closer to a 5-on-5 set. As Poco and Weir did a good job of keeping that ball out, but I mean, it's dangerous on the PK like that, on the rag, when you beat your guy.
Brown making that look easy up Hemmerling McLean, but he had a good look from the outside. Brown deals too far for Wong, down towards Vincent, shoots and scores! Bit of a broken transition play, but it went by Wong, and Vincent made the catch. There's the 11th goal as Nanaimo scores shorthanded, and after Hemmerling McLean had that good look from the middle, very calmly, Ashton Brown just moved it up the floor, Wong on the miss, and then Vincent on the follow.
Well, nothing Weir can do there. Vincent catches it basically 1 foot outside the paint and just rips it low. I mean, there's no goalie's going to be able to react on time, and I mean, when it rains, it pours. The Timbermen just adding goal after goal here in this second period.
Learn through center court, sets it up. Malott moves up slowly. Offense comes on to join him. Moog and Hemmerling McLean are the left-handers, and Hemmerling McLean gets it down to Moog. Saints try to move it around. There's Moog with a shot. Brown made the stop. Outlet from DeWitt. A home run pass. Hawley out of the box. Nice stop by Weir. Hawley grabs the loose ball. Raced into the paint to get it, though, and Nanaimo just continues to violently rack up transition chances here in the second period.
Violently is right. I don't even know the last time Nanaimo had a 5-on-5 offensive set. I mean, it's just transition, long pass. Doesn't matter if it's a goalie or an outlet pass from a defender. They're just getting everything they want right now.
There was a shot from Hemmerling McLean that was kicked out by Brown. Cameron on the recovery. Ross from the middle. Hemmerling McLean. There's a cutting shot from Cameron, and Brown gets a piece. And a reset from Poco, but that was a pretty good offensive set. There haven't been many Poco resets here.
I was just going to say they're up to 19 shots now. I think they're around 7 or 8 after the first. So, I mean, they're putting things together. It's not happening as far as goals right now, but they're swinging the ball. They're moving their feet. They're definitely not giving up.
Smith to the middle. Hemmerling McLean sidearmed it. Threw Brown it in, and he looks at the sky after that one. And that's the value of getting a couple of resets on offense. And it wasn't the shot that I think they thought was going to be the one to go, and certainly Ashton Brown didn't, but it's 11-2. And anytime you can start to build some things, you look for those micro positives in a big deficit.
Well, and, Chase Hemmerling McLean had a good night last night against New West, the B1 call-up, making an impact here. I mean, that's just a good outside shot, low glove. As a goaltender, it's hard to decide if you're going to get there with your foot or your hand, and Brown tried to get to it with his hand, and it snuck over the line, 11-2.
Fontana tries to drag that out. Nice job there as the Saints got control. A good job from Lemishka. Saints ball again. Played towards the middle. Roseborski couldn't get to it. Brown will. High outlet. Long at center courts. Makes the catch. Settles it down. Fontenla out on offense here. Scoops the ball in. Pilkington outside look. Spans ran through, and now a second run through. That's where the ball goes in behind. Fed back for Spans. Pilkington clears out a bit of room. Struther outside, a bouncer. Late in the possession, Spans won't be able to take it. Shot clock violation there. And Nanaimo couldn't get the offense going. Transition chance in tight, and Brown had to make a very good save on Malott. Quick on the whistle in, and Malott in a bit tight to make his A move there, but a nice stop nonetheless by Brown. Spans outside. Sends it across for Bowman. Bowman looking for room, feeding Wall. Wall forced back. Trying to spin away. Sidearmed it, stopped by Weir. Spans on the reset ball. Masnick cross floor. Bowman waits. Spans again. Masnick. Struther on the run. Lots of room. Big time goal. That was actually Wall, but he was in the crease as he did it. Thought that was Struther, but it was Wall. Great crease dive, but he couldn't stay out of the paint.
Oh, what an athletic play by Wall. Channeled his inner Corey Shires as he did back in the day in Nanaimo. Tried to fake it short side, dump it far, just got the ball just after he touched the crease.
Great finish, but just out of the reach. And there's a great finish. Roseborski right at the lip of the crease. 2-goal run for Poco here, 11-3, and a lot of big stops from Weir to give Poco a chance to maybe inch a little closer. And I'm wondering if they're even calling for a wipe here after the 11-3 goal.
A nice play by Poco. You go from the righty shooter down to the lefty crease and just snuck it on the short side on Brown. And a little bit of a run here, a little bit of a confidence builder. Like you said, this is an opportunity for both teams to show, you know, new looks, new guys on offense possibly, and really, you know, Poco is looking towards the future with the trades they made, and they're looking towards next year and to see who's going to be really a part of this program come next season.
Late in the second, 2:51 to go in it. Now 11-3 for Nanaimo. Good put away by Roseborski at the crease. Schmidt chases to his own bench. Once again, Poco ball, and just that little bit of second period momentum here, despite the lopsided score. Smith sends it for Cameron. Hemmerling McLean, Moog to the middle. Overhand shot from Cameron. Brown made a good stop. Outside looks only, but a look nonetheless. And a push gives Nanaimo once again possession, and Struthers off the bench wanting it. There's a shot from Hall, and Weir made a nice stop. Went down to his knees as the loose ball was wriggling out. And now it's center court. Ball is going to be settled here by Young as he moves it in. Ball to the top, Hemmerling McLean. Smith is off the bench. Ball goes over to that right-hander side as Malott made a feed, and there's Hemmerling McLean. Brown able to make that save. He didn't quite time it the way he wanted, but he made the stop, and now Smith has it from the corner.
Hemmerling McLean was trying to do that twister, get the goalie leaning one way, put it far side. I saw him working on that in warm-up, and I mean, it's not just about power, it's about getting around the goalie and kind of being a bit deceptive.
Out of the scrum goes Vincent. Powerful run towards center court. Couple of defenders on to meet him. Vincent gets it in for Fontaine. Cradles it. Masnick joins him. Fontaine Lacrosse floor. Wall on the run. Almost thought he might make that crease play again, but he didn't. Gets it for Struther, but it's whacked away. Loose ball at center court. Meach on a strong run here, but Schmidt on an equally strong run disrupted him. Nice job by Meach there. Draws a penalty too.
Well, it was a heads-up play by Meach to not play the ball.
Yep.
You know, they, as a term on the floor coaches would use, they muck it up, right? Like, don't touch the ball if there's under 5 seconds. Let the 30 run out. Let an O guy come get the ball. And doing so, he caused a penalty as well.
Yeah, the possession call was going to be a good enough play, but then you get a power play to go along with it. In the final minute here, 56 seconds left in the second period of this 11-3 Nanaimo lead. But a lead that was 10 is now 8 and could be 7 as Hemmerling McLean will set up point position. Passing it off, Rosborski has that third goal. Plays it across. Fisher will close. Tried to drop it back. Still has it. Rosborski at the top. Tough break for him. All the way back down to the goalie. Rifled down late in the 30 and caught by Nanaimo's 80. So he will get over center with Gunderson into the final 20 seconds of period 2. Gunderson tries to escape. Takes a couple of whacks. Ball out for Masnick. Masnick trying to get free. Couple of defenders on him, but he holds it nicely. Lofts it back for Wall. Wall on the catch. Loading, whipping one through. Weir the save. Very late chance for Bowman. Puts it across just as the second period comes to a close. 11-3 Nanaimo Timbermen. And 40 pretty strong minutes for Nanaimo, but a little bit of some pushback from Poco in the late going. And I think you can say the pushback really cued by the goaltending change to Weir as well.
Exactly. I mean, you know, Price was pulled not because of his play. He was honestly outstanding. I know we didn't get to show the first period on the broadcast, but he made about 7 or 8 10 bell saves, and I mean, as a coach, partly you're getting Price out of there. He's faced almost 40 shots in 25 minutes of work, which is almost a full game's work normally. So they put Weir in there, and he really just settled in, and like I said earlier, when you make those first 3-4 saves, the nerves kind of go away, and it's like you've been playing the whole game, and he really just settled in, made a couple really nice transition saves, made a couple nice easy outside stops, and I mean, he's been playing great.
Recapping the high point totals here for Poco, it's Hemmerling McLean with 2 of the 3 goals. Carter Smith has a couple of assists, and for Nanaimo, really spread out with transition guys in the second period, but Andrew Bowman with 2 and 2 for 4 points. Jared Masnick with 2 and 1, same as Sam Struther. Fontenla with 3 assists, and Logan Schmidt with 2 goals and 1 assist. And when you go down Nanaimo's list of scores, trying to do the calculation quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 different scores for Nanaimo in this game, and that's what's going to happen when you're in an 11-3 lead. So, Connor, what's in the third period do both teams want to do? What's the approach?
I think if you're Coach Travis Cornwall here with Poco, I mean, he's having a little chat with the referees. Always good to kind of keep the refs engaged in an 11-3 game. You know, they're human as well. They can kind of get lackadaisical. They're keeping them engaged, letting them know that, you know, we're here to play still. There's 20 minutes left. But if I'm Coach Travis Cornwall, I'm telling the guys, this is gut check time. They played their last home game of the season yesterday. It was a tough one. They were up 4 goals and lost. Today, they're down 8 goals here going into the third period. But there's jobs to be had next season. And I mean, you can't just, you're not going to want to go quietly. These Poco Saints, I mean, Malott has been all over it. Hemmerling McLean has had 2 nice goals. And if you're on the other side, Coach Stocks, he's just going to be saying, you know, this is another test, another chance, like you said, almost like a controlled scrimmage where you're giving guys who normally wouldn't get power play opportunity maybe a little bit extra time. You're giving guys who aren't usually on the PK or seeing who can take face-offs, with Wyatt Pickup not playing now because he was kicked out of the game with a game misconduct for fighting earlier. He's their draw guy, so now someone else is taking the draws. You're really giving opportunity to everybody on the team heading into the playoffs and kind of trying to keep your big guys fresh.
We'll duck out and come back in about 7 minutes with the third period. Timbermen 11, Saints 3 after 40 minutes. We've got Junior A lacrosse action in Nanaimo. Saturday, the first Saturday in July, which means the regular season is coming to a close. Battle on the face-off here, 11-3, the Nanaimo Timbermen in front. And they've been on the front foot since the get-go, built up a big lead, and finally, for the Saints, their first two-goal run came after a Nanaimo hit 11. Timbermen here looking to work their power play, which hasn't had a lot of chance to work. In fact, the offensive guys really didn't see much of the floor for Nanaimo in the second period. The transition guys were doing so well, and here's Wall with a net drive, and Wall almost able to put that one in, but he doesn't mind making those crease dives. Couldn't get it to go by Weir that time cleanly.
Well, it's his second chance here on the crease dive earlier, getting the crease call, like you said, and that time he just went far side, no fake, and Weir beat him to that far post.
Saints playing catch. Hemmerling McLean gets it low. Return point position now for Malott. Nice flip by Hemmerling McLean. It goes off of Moog, trying to recover. He does late in the possession, overhands it, but didn't make it through towards Brown. And now Vincent will just take from the corner. And Nanaimo comes forward here, looking to go to 8-5 on the season. And because of a cancellation against Langley a few weeks ago because of ferry issues, Nanaimo doesn't have as many games played as the other teams in the league, and especially those top teams that they're trying to catch, including Victoria. Trying to barge his way through there was Masnick. Nice steal by Learn, and he's going to run for the Saints. Strong run. Two defenders there to meet him, but Learn gets in, and he tried to just sneakily get that one through Ashton Brown, but now we're going to see a penalty call coming on the cross check here, and Wong can't believe it. Masnick can't believe it. So sometimes you talk to the officials at the end of a period, and early in the next period you get a call.
Exactly, yeah. I mentioned that at the end of the second there with Coach Cornwall having a chat with the referees, and maybe something resonated as that. I wouldn't say that was a weak call, but that was definitely a 50-50 kind of back shoulder could be called, and it's better to be safe in an 11-3 game, I guess.
Hemmerling McLean will take it on the whistle in. Dishes it off. Malott. Hemmerling McLean. Moog gets it down low to the crease area for Fisher. Here's Hemmerling McLean. Tried to get through, and he was getting to that middle position. Contact came Gunderson. Tried to pick up the loose ball. Hemmerling McLean with a good win. Bounces it through for Malott. Late in the possession here, he's got to hurry. Puts it back. Hemmerling McLean sidearmed it off a leg, and that bounds all the way back down. And won't be an over and back, but the shot clock's going to wind down. It's going to be Nanaimo possession here, and they'll try and rank it with 1:25 remaining in the power play.
And Hemmerling McLean came in as the seas parted, and Gunderson got a stick on that. Great opportunity for his third hat-trick goal. Just went right to the corner, and a great defensive effort by Nanaimo.
There's Bowman, and he tried to fake and dunk it. A nice stop by Weir. Good lane for Andrew Bowman there. Not a guy you can afford to give time to. Spans way outside. Wall runs through. Bowman couldn't make that catch. Ball was forced away. Nice job there by Kennedy defensively, and Wall's back on it again for Bowman. Bowman skipping his way towards the defense. He'll just throw it down towards the net. Puts it on. Weir the stop, and Meach will take the ball out. But Nanaimo's killed some time. Now 17 minutes left in the third period. A bouncer for Malott, and he'll close in. Being watched at the top by Mullen. Hemmerling McLean. Malott. Moog running. Feeding it across. Good ball movement here, but that time Fisher contacted, so he couldn't make the final catch. And Nanaimo's going to bring it forward with a pass towards center and Mullen. Sets up slowly as Masnick standing, getting set to return in another 12 seconds. You can see the Saints are really trying to move the ball, get all the touches, but difficult, the execution not there with a lineup that's new and features a lot of call-ups in it today as well. 9 on the 30. Struther tried to skip away, lost the ball, still free. Can Schmidt pick it up? Nice scoop by Schmidt. Throws it down, and it's blocked. Rung to center court. Good sell up with it. Back towards center court. Moved in now by Moog. Roseborski loads it up. Trying to flip through defenders, knocked down to the floor, ball free, taken by Hall. Nanaimo up with Wong. Wong on the run, has Hall with him. DeWitt trailing. DeWitt takes it, might power this one through, doesn't do so, holds on to it. Sets up Wall on the other side, Lincoln Wall. Hangs on as the offense comes out to join him. Bowman to Wall from the corner, 10 on the 30, ball in behind. Fed to the middle, and in heavy traffic there was Spans, and there was not a lot of room in front of Weir that time. Meach with a good run into Nanaimo territory. Feeds it back for Ross, tried to rip one through, and Ashton Brown closes that up. No rebound for Brown, and an outlet ball for Vincent, who will bring the Timbermen towards center court, approaching the 5-minute mark of the third period. And Nanaimo one shot away from 60. They're 59-27, the shots right now. Wall outside, halfway through a possession, goes across with it. Pilkington, Masnick trying to pick for him. Masnick gets it with a quick shot, and once again, Weir closes up. And you talked about how good Price was, and I think Weir's maybe been a step better than that.
Well, he's come in and he's done exactly what Coach Cornwall would want, is really settle in and make a lot of good saves early, not very many rebounds, and really give his team confidence in a game where they've been struggling a little bit, and now they're getting things going here with the outside shot from Malott.
And the Nanaimo's going to give those, especially on Ashton Brown. Up floors Gunderson now. Runs away. A couple of the defenders near him. Struther, right against the wall. Throws it back to Bowman. Bowman towards the middle, Spans on his wrong side, puts it in behind, only 4 on the 30, ball to the front for Fontenla. Bowman gets it, fakes, Bowman shoots, and Weir got the arm up, might have grazed the post there as well, but nice shot by Bowman to get a reset.
What a heads-up play with under 2 or 3 seconds left for the captain, Andrew Bowman, to get a shot off. I mean, he only has 4 or 5 shots tonight, but does have 2 goals and 2 assists as well.
Bowman, nice pass Fontenla, but ran right into the crease and right at Weir, and is there going to be a crease play call there? I think that's what we'll see, is that everybody piles on. And I don't think that was purposeful. I think it was accidental, but I think he's going to get called anyway. We'll see which way it goes. It could be a Poco penalty, and there looks like there's going to be one, at least to Jones here, but I think initially it was Fontenla piling on top of Weir that was the first call.
Well, and that's what you preach as a coach and as a goalie. Even if it's unintentional, you want your defender to step in there, especially in a game that's 11-3. You really want to feel like you're still part of it. The guys have your back. And, I mean, Jones just kind of gave his guy a little shove, and then another sign of leadership from the captain, Bowman. You know, there's nothing really going on there, but you can't let your guy get pushed on the ground like that. He hopped in right away just to kind of settle everything down, and it looks like there's going to be coincidental minors.
There's one thing that you know about the coaches on these teams. Team guys, when they played, they were that
Absolutely.
way, and as coaches, they preach that too.
Absolutely.
So you can hear down at the floor, they're saying 4-on-4, and yeah, there's the Nanaimo up to 60 shots on goal now. And the intensity has just fallen right out of this game. By the time the Nanaimo would hit 9 and 10 goals, the intensity really changed, and for both sides now, I said this had a bit of the feel of a practice, and it hasn't left that feel since it happened.
Well, it's hard to manufacture that
You
intensity. As Hemmerling McLean tries to get things going here on the far side.
Smith, Malott's with him. Smith looking to penetrate, throws it back. Hemmerling McLean has it. Across for Fisher. Fisher sidearmed it, stopped by Brown. Grabs the rebound, and Brown just looks in control all the time. And part of that is he's not getting difficult looks. He's not having to move laterally, but he looks so controlled.
Well, and Brown, he plays real deep in his net, and he plays the percentages, and anything from the outside he's going to get to.
Wall looked to make a step, but it's going to be a call coming.
Too many men here as Nanaimo put their 5th guy out. Which I know it's been a few years, but it still catches me on the offensive zone, no longer a possession, just a penalty.
One of those ones where you're looking and you can tell by what you didn't see on the floor that that's what the call's going to be.
Absolutely.
13 minutes to go, Poco power play. 11-3 and 7 minutes of third period action, and the longest time in this game where we've not seen a goal either side.
And you don't get too much practice time on a 4-on-3 power play. I know if it's a 5-on-3, you keep a guy at center and still go 4-on-3, but this is kind of a free action, take what you can get situation.
Brown might be tested here as Hemmerling McLean gets it to Malott, rips it wide. Nice catch, and Mullins the other way, and he's got a man for a breakaway. It's Vincent, looks to the goal, shoots one, and this time he bombed it way high. Mullen tries to make the catch, and it's a back over call. Just unfortunate the way that bounded to him. And now delay of game as well, so here we go. Poco getting a chance to do what you talked about there and maybe have the extra man at the top on that 5-on-3. He'll play it the same as the 4-on-3 with the safety valve.
Oh, and it was interesting because Vincent, obviously, with tremendous speed, had a clear-cut breakaway, and I heard from the bench they're saying pull it out, and he looked like he was going to for a second, and at the last second took a shot, went wide, and caused that that over and back, which caused a delay of game, and now it's going to be an actual penalty shot.
Here comes Malott in on Brown. Malott faking, great save by Brown. That is perfect patience from a goaltender right there. Didn't move early, and he forced Malott to show his hand.
Exactly, and you can tell that they've had some battles, you know, being on the same team previously, having a little bit of a joke there. I'm sure Malott and Brown have had lots of one-on-one opportunities in practice over the years, and he just waited him out, waited for Malott to show his hand, go far side low, and Brown stuck with him the whole way.
That's difficult. You think, because there were some good hand fakes in there, you think, okay, the goalie will move and he'll bite, and then when he doesn't,
well, you're out of room.
Then you've got no choice. But well played by Ashton Brown. Penalty shot saved, and this game is set now. Penalty shots, a fight back in the first period. Unfortunately, we didn't have the video going to be able to show you that, but some emotion in the early going, and
oh, it was kind of like an 80s fight. Both players had taken off their jerseys as well. It was
well, you just don't see it in the modern game nearly as much.
And that's part and parcel just because the game is so fast, and also the rule change, you know, 5 in a game now for fighting. Not very many guys are willing to miss 45 plus minutes of the game, which is what happened for Mahoney and Pickup earlier.
Well, and it's such a speed game now. It's still physical, of course, we know that, but there's such a premium on speed for today's athletes, and even your big defenders have to play with pace.
Exactly, and you don't have enough time to really, you know, back in the day you could hang on to the ball after a 30-second. You don't have time now to really get into a chirping match or a slashing after the whistle. Like, as soon as the ball's down, it's the other way instantly, almost like basketball. And I mean, it's great for the sport. It's so fast, and Junior A, I think, is the fastest version of lacrosse, period, really.
The one thing that I will say that I miss is I miss a really good ball rag with no 30 on a penalty kill. That was a skill that watching a team be able to do that, you know, especially if they could kill off 70 seconds, 90 seconds. To me, that was such a unique part of the game and such a great skill for those really good defending teams. I get the change, and the change does bring more speed to the game. And I guess you'd say maybe other than the hardcore fans, a good ball rag does not compare to having a little bit more offense, a little bit more pace.
Now, as a former goaltender and a defensive guy myself, I loved a good rag because it'd give me a chance in net to catch my breath.
Here's Hemmerling McLean. Puts it for Malott. Scores top corner. What a finish as Malott stares down Brown. And hey, the penalty shot didn't go, but that top corner shot did.
And what a dump by Hemmerling McLean. He was on his backhand and kind of just flipped it over to Malott, who put it far side high. It looked like it went right inside the top corner there. And a little bit of a grab, it looked like, at the end by Fisher on that pick, but I mean, they all count, and it's now 11-4.
And a 3-goal Poco run split up over the 2 periods here. And I wouldn't be surprised if, with Simon Stocks and Brad Dugan on the Timberman bench here, if you see maybe Nanaimo change their intensity a little bit after giving up 3 straight.
Yeah, I mean, I know Coach Stocks is an intense individual, and he's not going to want to give up multiple goals here at the end of the game. He wants to keep it at a decisive win.
Here's Malott closing. 12 minutes remaining here in period number 3. They've got 2 score clocks going. The center score clock at Frank Crane Arena is always mystifying. I'll explain that in the stoppage. Here's Hemmerly McLean, rips one on net, stopped by Brown. Hemmerly McLean again. Feeds it in tight. There's Fisher, and he tried to slip that one through, and Ashton Brown closed up, just made sure the ball didn't leak behind. The Nanaimo score clock at center often counts down. It'll hold for a second, and then 2 seconds will disappear. It's mystifying, and this one, it held for about 4 seconds before it moved down. It's time for some new equipment, so there's no question about that. All right, Crane Arena, one of the old buildings, one of the old arenas now in British Columbia for sure. Outside, here's Ross. Hemmerly McLean from the middle to Malott. Hemmerly McLean again, Malott. Ball batted away, but recovered, 7 on the 30. Hemmerly McLean for Malott. Drives one, a piece of that from Brown. Catch made, and Gunderson brings it away. Mullen standing at the penalty box here, late in his penalty. Wong hanging on, runs away from trouble. Pilkington as Mullins back to the floor here. Masnick outside, waits, delivers. Bowman, hard shot, lots on it. Well stopped by Weir, and Weir has been absolutely dialed into this lacrosse game.
Well, not just a nice save by Weir on a great outside shooter of Andrew Bowman, but no rebound to catch it in his stick and to get his team in transition right away. It's the little things like that that really make a good goaltender.
Roseborski deep out of a double team, but couldn't come up with the ball. Nanaimo's back to it. Moved it center court. Hall gets it in for Hawley. Schmidt outside with it, the left-hander. Cross floor, Masnick gets away from some contact for Wall. Wall moving towards the front, dancing outside the paint, puts it across floor. Fontenla trying to catch, does from the corner. 2 on the 30. Having to hurry was Wall. He got that shot in. Nanaimo gets a reset. Nice shot there by Wall just at the tail end of the possession, and Nanaimo with the ball recovery. You said their intensity might go up here after giving up 3 straight. Still a comfortable lead, but you can see a bit more intensity on offense. Pilkington moves it across floor. Here's Wall. Wall loaded up, puts one on, stopped there by Weir, and he puts his stick on top of it. And he's doing really well at making those soft rebounds. There's a lot on those Nanaimo shots, but he's somehow absorbing them in just little rebounds that he can then grab for his teammates.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, it really helps out your defense, giving up, no second chance opportunities and not having to box out, and being able to just grab the ball as a goalie and kickstart that transition.
Smith, 4 on the 30. Mullen tried to stay with him. Smith can't get away, and 80 then with a push, but between Mullen and 80, that's some good defense. Vincent will chase to center court. Slips it in, Masnick. The late man is Spans. Bowman takes a look, escapes to the middle. Bowman drives one through, and once again, Weir closed that up. Once again, no rebound, and Learn has a chance to bring the transition guys up.
Well, I mentioned earlier, Bowman was a little bit quiet in the first 2 periods, even though he had 4 points. He's been getting a little bit more open and getting some more shots this period, just haven't dropped yet.
Moog outside, taking on a couple defenders, protecting the ball from Wong. Moog scores, outside shot. Drilling that by Brown. It's a 4-goal Poco run, 11-5 with 8 minutes and 9 seconds left. And what a difference in this game from the first half to the second half, where Nanaimo was running away with it and still in a comfortable position, but body language, everything about Poco's game has changed.
Well, and what a rip by Tag Mood. I mean, to pull up from basically the Stuart Olson sign and rip it short side high. I mean, Brown was playing the percentages and did not expect it to go short side high like that. And exactly like you said, Nanaimo's looking a little bit dejected, a little bit tired, and Poco's up, ready to go. I mean, it's still a 6-goal game, comfortable lead, but they're here to play.
And a couple of beautiful shots, too, the last 2. Moog absolutely placed that one perfectly. And before that, Malott to the top corner. Just a couple of beauties back-to-back, 11-5. Hemmerling McLean. Smith. Smith cross floor. Can Fisher make the catch? He won't. Hall to Vincent. Vincent heading up floor with it. Running towards center. Trying to get through 2 defenders. Vincent on his own. A shot bounding all the way back towards center. Hall with the catch. Wall takes it forward. Trotting towards the Poco defense. Looking cross floor. Sends it in for Struther. Back to Wall. Wall to the middle. Here's Masnick. Turns. Lost the ball when he did. Fontella tries to catch it. Masnick, no stick. Couldn't come up with the ball. Went on a rung. Roseborski joins him. Malot's in behind. Went. Pass deflected away. 2 Saints in the vicinity. Malot's unable to grab the ball down. Wong runs with it. Wong across spans. Struther flips it once. Deals it to Bowman. Bowman to the latecomer Masnick. Driving to the goal. Flips it back. There's a shot and a good stop made. Spans stopped by Weir. Weir's really played well since coming into the game. Scoops that ball from the paint and he'll get his team going. Outlet block though. Here's a steal and there's Schmidt and he just missed with it. Great job to block it. And then the ball bounces right off of Weir, straddling the crossbar. Smart play, but boy, that was dangerous goaltending.
Oh, he made a great save on Spans with the far side bouncer. Got his arm on it and then gave it away on the door, or right on the crease. And I mean, had to make probably one of the most awkward saves, covering up the crossbar like that on the high bounce.
Here's Smith. Net drive. He went into the net. The ball didn't. Poco's going to get the ball back. And
be interesting to see if there's a wipe needed in the crease there. Usually later in the period.
Smith went in hard.
Yeah, he took the net with him all the way to the back line at the edge of the crease. As this Poco offense has kind of started to get things going here, not just on the power play, but moving the ball side to side, really staying active.
Roseborski. Smith. Smith towards the middle. Puts that one wide. High ball. Caught nicely. But as DeWitt made the catch, looked like an illegal push, and it's going to be Poco Coquitlam ball. And it's the thing you talked about in the second period. You like to see them start swinging the ball, and they've really started to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, any good offense is, you know, the ball moves a lot faster than people do. So if you can swing that thing around and pass it low and carry high, get over the top, get some good outside looks, it's going to work out.
There's Moog with one. Ball goes all the way by, and finally an over and back. And that was a real saver for Nanaimo, the over and back call, because Poco was putting the press on. 5:17 left. The Timbermen have not scored a third period goal after scoring 11, essentially all in the first half of this game. Outside look for Bowman here towards the crease, and there's a quick stick from just outside the paint. Masnick looking for one there, but now the Saints will come back up floor. Outside opportunity for Wentz. Hemmerling McLean. Malott, the other 11, Gunderson watching him. Smith runs through. Malott pass deflected away. Moog takes it back to safety. Deals to his right. Hemmerling McLean with a hard pass. Smith low. Shots late in the possession, and Nanaimo will just let the 30-second clock wind down. And not many good looks for Poco, but lots of possession for Poco.
Which has been a stark contrast from earlier in this game, as the shots were at one point, I think, 18-3. Poco, I mean, it's 63-35 right now, but they've put up a good effort in staying hungry and staying in this game, because it would have been really easy to think about the ferry ride home.
Outside shot from Struther, and once again, there's Weir making the stop low with the stick and keeping that ball in the paint. Learn will take it. Down 11-5. I don't know if we're going to see 6-on-5 at all from Poco in the last 4 minutes. I think you just try and do what you can to work on your plays, and if you can somehow get it to 11-8, maybe you think about it. But at 11-5, I think we'll see continued 5-on-5. You never know. 3:55 left. Malott trying to get through. Back for Jones. Stolen away by the Timbermen. Hall on a run. He's got Struther with him. Struther goes to the goal. Hall pulls up, plays it in now. Pilkington, Struther. Struther to Bowman. Those two play catch. Struther cross floor, but that one's picked off. Went on the move. Gets to the net. Tried to put that one by Brown, couldn't. The ball is loose though. Wrestling match away from the ball, and Gunderson, a little shimmy move, and 3 Timbermen are up. Gunderson for Bowman in alone. He fakes, and he tried to put it through Weir, but he couldn't. Weir didn't buy that fake at all. He closed up the middle right away.
Weir did a great job of staying down, and Bowman tried to fake up high to get him to lift that 5-hole. Weir kept that stick down.
Here's Wall with DeWitt. 2-on-0 break. Wall faking. Great save. Weir again. They can't solve him right now. 64 Nanaimo shots, and the game remains at 11-5. 64-35 the shot count. And here come the Saints again. It has been the Mason Weir show when it comes to Port Coquitlam. Playing half a game, but playing it brilliantly. And now Nanaimo's going to come up again. Here goes Mullen. Mullen wants to bring the offense out. Sets it up for Schmidt.
That was goaltender Ashton Brown telling his offense to settle down and eat some of this 30.
Outside opportunity, Fontaine led to Schmidt. Schmidt moving, feeding it across. There's a sidearm shot off the target from Pilkington, and Bowman couldn't catch up to it. There's the back over. 2:01 left in the third period. And for Nanaimo, looking to start their weekend in their 13th game and move up the standings to 8-5. And for Poco, sitting at 4-11, in danger of 4-12. There's an overhand shot that misses Brown's nets, and the ball goes out of play. On the schedule tomorrow, Nanaimo Burnaby, that's a 5 o'clock game. And then Poco Langley coming up on Thursday as well. Nanaimo's schedule is going to have another game added on to it too, and I have a theory about that. I'll pass along here in a few moments. Just under 100 seconds left. There's Wall, and he tried to sub that one, but on the carryover, here goes Learn. Learn and Meach. Meach. Men coming on to join. He sets up Smith. 80 seconds remain. 11-5 Timbermen. Roseborski outside. Hemmerling McLean. Moog. Smith. Smith carries down to the corner. High delivery. Hemmerling McLean working low, and he puts that one towards the net. 1:01 left. So Langley and Nanaimo, ferry issues canceled the game. I think there's a spot on Sunday, July 13th, right at the end of the regular season, that they could put a game in. It would be in Nanaimo, a doubleheader then, like today. Junior A, and then 3 hours later, a senior A game. I think that's what they'll probably do, because I'm assuming that Nanaimo-Langley game is going to have standings implications. I don't think they can just not play it.
Absolutely. And, I mean, this triple header this morning or earlier.
Yeah, the Tier 1 team playing as well.
Nanaimo beating Coquitlam earlier in the afternoon, as Bowman will just run the 30 here.
One more possession for Poco here. But for Nanaimo, a team that has made changes to beef up. And for half of this game, we're dominant, and the foot off the gas pedal for sure in the second half. Malott, maybe one more shot, stopped by Brown, and into the game's final 10 seconds. Mullen will lift it down the floor, and Nanaimo comes up with a victory. 11-5 at Frank Crane Arena here today. They win the season series 2-1. And we're getting to that point in the season. Poco getting into 16 games played, and Nanaimo with 13. As I said, Nanaimo has the fewest games played in the BC Junior A Lacrosse League right now. A legitimate chance to catch Victoria. And the big one is going to be those two teams going head-to-head. That one comes up this coming Tuesday, and that, I would assume, is going to be the battle for second place. I think if Victoria wins it, they've got second. If Nanaimo wins that game, they might just be able to catch Victoria with the games in hand.
Oh, and an all-island rivalry. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in first, who's in last. When Victoria and Nanaimo come together, it is a great game, great atmosphere. It doesn't matter if it's Junior B, Junior A, Senior B, Senior A. I mean, that's just a great opportunity to watch some lacrosse, and it's always better when there's playoff implications.
It is going to be an interesting finish this year, but the one thing that always stays the same is Coquitlam always seems to be at the top, new cast of characters, but once again, the class of the league.
I don't know how they do it. I mean, I finished my junior career in 2013, and they were dominant then, even for a couple years. And they just found a way every year to find talent and find not just regular talent, but superstar talent in whether it's the WLA, MSL, or in the NLL. I mean, yeah, Coquitlam is the tops of the league. I was speaking earlier with someone how it went. Basically, Burnaby's directly into Coquitlam for Junior A dominance for the last 25 years, it seems.
So, your take, newcomers for Nanaimo, and it's been a little while now, they're getting acclimatized, but just some quick thoughts first of all on Ashton Brown, and with Brown, Aquino, McDonald, Nanaimo's got a pretty deep crease.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I mean, I've seen Aquino play plenty of times. He even was called up a little bit for a senior B, had a start a couple years ago against Victoria, and he played great there. So I know he's a great junior A veteran goaltender. And Ashton Brown to come in, I mean, obviously he was on the Halifax Thunderbirds roster this year, had some NLL time with, you know, a lot of quality shots and a lot of good winter lacrosse. And to come in and play against his former team, even, you know, Poco's a little bit weaker now than when he was there. There's still nerves there. There's still, you got to still go show up and play. And I mean, he still, at the end of the day, had to make 30-plus saves to secure a win. I thought he was real calm, real collected. And when you have a goalie like Boston McDonald as your third string, I mean, you're going to have a pretty good opportunity going into the playoffs.
And then on the offense, a couple of new guys coming in. Lincoln Wall, he's the left-hander. Jared Masnick is the right-hander. And on a team today that had no Woodrick on the right side and no Matt Bowes on the left side, you bring in those two guys, and boy, does that really allow your offense to, I think, have some guys that are going to play some Senior A lacrosse tonight. That would be my guess, is Woodrick and Bowes will play Senior A tonight, but you bring in Masnick on that right-hand side of the floor, and you bring in Wall on the other, and your offense doesn't miss a beat.
Well, Wall really not surprised me, but I mean, his athleticism was on display tonight. I mean, beating his guy underneath, beating the anchor, and just cutting across. And he got called on a crease one time, but then he's putting it far side. And Masnick, I mean, you know, the offense didn't really have the ball too much tonight, as there's a lot of transition, but when they did have the ball, Masnick was the quarterback. He had the ball on his stick the whole time, feeding, looking for someone to pass to, and really just been such a big contributor so far on this offense.
11-5, today's final. Nanaimo Timbermen beating the Poco Saints. On behalf of our crew here, Dan Marshall, Connor Woroniak, and also on camera today, we had Bryce Williamson as well. BC Junior A Lacrosse League season wrapping up in just a few more days, and big games to come. Nanaimo in Victoria later this week, and Poco is taking on Langley as well. So long from Frank Crane Arena.